Hello everybody, my name is Line614 and welcome back to the stream. Today we are going to be building a space shuttle because I think it's about time I finally build space shuttle. Because that's something that I have attempted in the past but not gone very well. But that's what we're going to do today. I haven't streamed in a while because I was in the process of moving, but now I am all settled in for the most part, so I can begin streaming again, and this is going to be a multi-stream sort of project. Hello? Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, this is obviously going to be a very big, long project. I gotta actually make sure of a few things, because, for one, my audio needs to... I know it's probably not a good idea to actually adjust your audio on stream. But I will try to continue to test this out because, well, okay. Everything should be good. Sorry if I'm fumbling a little.
Close your eyes.
Oh,
It's time
there's an ad.
and
Thanks a lot, SoundCloud, for the ad. That was pretty cringe. Hopefully it's a bit better now. I am fiddling around with I am fiddling around with audio on stream, which probably isn't the best thing in the world, but it's just it's bugging me ever so slightly, so it is. So yeah, okay. We should be good now. Okay. There we go. Alright. So let us get in. I did install some mods, including I did uninstall the life support mod because while it's cool and all, I don't really want to have to deal with it. Considering some of the missions I eventually want to do. But I did install some other mods, including Parallax 2.0 and the KSC extended mod. As you can see, the Kerbal Space Center has been greatly extended. We have more pads. We have, I guess that's based off of Slick 40, SpaceX Falcon 9 pad. This is based off of, I think, 41, which is the Atlas 5 pad, maybe? Atlas 5, Titan. Smaller pads over here. And then over here you have the VAB, obviously, just the standard VAB, and then 39A and 39B. So, although one doesn't have lightning protection system, which is interesting, but we're going to start work on the space shuttle, the space transportation system. And well, I love the shuttle. I am a shuttle fan. And let us begin. Let us begin on this long and wonderful project. Most of the mods I already had installed. Obviously, I took out the life support mod, but everything else is installed. I kind of want to start with a stock shuttle. So let us begin. We are obviously going to use this cockpit. And I have reference pictures up in the corner of stock shuttles in normal KSP, and then of course the actual shuttle. So, if anyone is actually watching, how are people doing tonight? More importantly, how is my audio? I'm always paranoid about audio, which is why I always keep changing it. We should get out this payload bay. Oh, well, okay, what else? Now here's a question. Let me get out the fuel tanks, right? That has plenty of monopropellant. Well, we can always put in more. There's that liquid fuel. No, we want that, and then we also want coupling, thermal, electrical. Want it's did I seriously forget where this is? It has to be labeled under Mark III, right? Yeah, Mark III engine mount. That's gonna be our shuttle, the very, very basic part of it. Actually, I forgot to let me do something real quick. Sorry, I got distracted. All right, we're back, and okay. We can work on the cargo bay later. I guess what we're going to need, that's going to be for the home orbital maneuvering thrust. Or actually, to kind of simulate the shuttle a bit more, maybe what we can is we can put propellant on there as our fuel. Or I could go with just normal fuel. I don't think I'm gonna need that much on-orbit fuel capability. I don't know, I might. Decisions, because it's a bit too short. That obviously has no... Let me look at some other stock. That one has... Shuttle orbiter. Let me look this up. I know you can't see it, but... okay, I see. That's a good view. Okay, so... fuel tanks. Let's just go with that, okay. Nah, we're gonna go with the monopropellant one. Just stick to a design decision, and then we will use the puff thrusters as our orbital maneuvering thrusters. Okay, so got that. Now, where to continue? Well, I guess we can on wing, or actually, let's work on the cargo bay first. Let's work on everything inside the shuttle, and then we'll start working on everything outside of it. That's the cargo bay. I'm going to need to bring up a picture of Space Shuttle cargo bay. Or payload bay. Which I want it configured for the ISS. Because the Space Shuttle cargo bay was modular. It a lot of different things in, but configure it in different ways. I kind of want the ISS version if oh. That's a space lab. Okay, so that's a good picture. Picture of Discovery I have up. It's historically, well, that was the airlock mod. So what I think I'm going to do is, let me get out, how much can that seat? That can, 4 Kerbals? Well, the shuttle historically, I think the max they ever had was 8. So if we use, where is it? Mark 1 crew cabin, right? If we use that as like the basis for our airlock, that would be rather nice. So that's what I'm going to do. Have to down there, excuse me. Let me get up. I see. Okay. That. Or what we can do is we can just put like a cubic octagonal strut and it fold just as well. So Mark 1. Yeah, like that. Oh, that kind of clips in like that. Well, that's pretty crisp. Could we just use... Huh. I'm just looking at a video real quick. Huh. You know, we'll come back to the airlock later. Let's just focus on building the actual first, because the airlock, I know for the first few missions they didn't have the airlock. So let's start with big S delta wings. Big S. Let's see. Big S wing strake. These are obviously shuttle parts. Oh. Let's get the elevons out as well. Elevons. And those are actually in the wrong place. They should be like this. On the shuttle. Get these right. Because I have to have perfect. Any way I can. Back with the go up. That. And they are going to have to flip into slightly. That's okay. Oh, SPH controls. They are it's a funky thing. Roll up. Alright. Ah. There we go. Alright, that works. Does it? Ah. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So we got those. Now if you look on the actual shuttle, look, wings go back to roughly. First of all, the wings are at the bottom of the shuttle like this, so we're gonna have to put them down there somehow. We'll probably use wings or panels to connect them. They go roughly to where this edges out, so they're kind of like this. And then you have wing straight technically goes to the front of the vehicle, but I think we're going to be slightly long. This isn't like a one-to-one recreation, obviously. This is just that gets close enough up to where I want it to go. Okay, that's good. So, got this. Very nice. Now what? Well, I guess we need to start forming the kind of shape of the orbiter. Like, this is the very basic, but if you look at it, the Mark III plane parts, the bottom part of the orbiter is like, it's flat at the bottom, right? It doesn't kind of, the wings aren't up here and then there's that. I kind of want to make it look, you know, a bit more realistic looking. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to, I think the first thing I'm going to do is actually flip the orbiter over, right? And we're going to begin using these wing panels. And this is what I've seen other people do. We're going to begin using these wing panels to kind of shape it how we want, right? Kind of get the exact shape of the shuttle. So let's and I'm also going to keep the payload bay open just so we can look and see if the payload bay is I want to keep as much of the payload bay volume available as possible. So, thanks for your ad again. I think that's as close as we're going to get, because any other kind of glitches in. So we might have to bring down the what's it called back more. And there's wings back there, kind of so. Yeah, thanks for the ad. Oh, it's a voting ad. Oh yeah, the election's coming up, the midterm. But I won't get into that, because politics, we're here to build the space shuttle. As politically, ridden as this vehicle was. I mean, the space shuttle design was very politically, focused, because in order to get support for the program, they had to get support from the United States Air Force. And USAF requested a very specific... Well, they requested that any kind of space shuttle have a payload bay that's 10 by 16 feet. Or not 10. 50 by 16. 60. 15 by 60 feet. For their KH-11 and KH-12 spy satellites. Because, you know, the shuttle was going to spy satellites, and it probably... I don't know if it ever actually did. I know it launched a bunch of DoD payloads. I don't know if they were ever the KH series of spy satellite that but I just realized something. So what we're gonna have to do, that's gonna go up like that. There's going to be clipping, wing clipping, but or can we, or maybe we could get away with it sideways, maybe? Wing connector type A. Well, I guess it would be wing connector type B, technically. You know, like this. Something like that. Although that is still too... How did other shuttles do? Huh. Okay. So, you know what? Move these into where they need to be. These are still out a little. Need to be in like that, preferably. Yeah, in like that. Okay. Wing connector. Well, that works. All right. Yeah, once you get there, it gets a little bit iffy. But actually, let's focus on the side. Well, very complicated process. Okay. Then the payload bay doors deploy out, and yeah, well, go up like that. That's what the shuttle that I'm currently looking at kind of did with its design. There we go. Well, maybe if we close the payload bay doors, well, we are going to have it go up, which is fine. Yeah, that's good. And that goes down like that, which is pretty good. And then in the back, we're gonna have to shape it so it's kind of... Well, then that happens. Oh, that's pretty... But what I will do is I will lift it up. Or... I do have procedural wings installed, but I kind of don't want to use them because, well, procedural wing. Okay. Oh, this is a lot harder than I thought it would be. Okay. There's the underside, right? Of the orbiter. Now I think we were on the oh. I think we were on the right track when we were at least back here. Oh, what did that do? Huh, it shook my camera around a little bit. Interesting. Ugh. Hold up, give me a moment. Alright, I am back. I'm sorry about that. I thought someone was calling me, that they were not. Yeah, okay, so... have this. Oh, well... maybe... that's still a little bit too wide. And it also kind of goes down. Still, I just want to see what this looks like, right? Might have to do it like this. With that kind of going down a little. Doesn't glitch through the floor, which is good. Something like that. Would probably be the best. Oh, not yet. Yeah, there we go. That's kind of good. The bottom still shows through a little bit, but it's not like egregious. Covers up the Z fighting. Okay. One thing I probably should do is I'm gonna auto strut these. Just to the auto strut them to the root part. The grandparent part would probably be better. Root part and the grandparent part are same thing though. So. Grandparent part. Grandparent part. Up. My dogs are upstairs. Yes, they are, and they're making a lot of noise. I don't know if you can hear that. In my room, I do have flags, kind of dampen the sound, which is pretty nice. Okay, I think it's starting to come together now. Now, maybe those could go down slightly. Well, but maybe these could come out. Huh. Not like that, but then they glitch through. There we go. And then the wings on the back, the flare wing, yes. Actually, what are those back wings called? Body flap. Ah, okay. Yeah, the body flap underneath the engine. All right. Those continue. And I'm gonna have to have something that kind of fades into the was Space Shuttle's such a cool. It's not the best in the world, but it is. I mean, Starship is probably, if you want to play the comparison game, something like Starship is probably better, but you know, in terms of being a low Earth orbit access vehicle, but the shuttle is really freaking cool. It's just, how can you not like it? It's just a cool looking vehicle. We have like really small wing connectors that we can use. Oh, yeah, we have these. I mean, Shuttle is a low Earth orbit access vehicle. Like, I've kind of come to this realization, right? Because I first became aware of spaceflight because of the end of the Shuttle program. I was like, I don't know, really young then, right? Like, I wasn't even like 10. When the Shuttle retired, I think I was 2011, so it would have been like 9, maybe 7, 8, 9, around that age. And one of my first memories is when Discovery was coming into Udvar-Hazy. They took us all out because I live nearby, and they took us all out, and we saw it coming in on the 747. And then, if you can hear my dogs, that's great. It's my two insane pit bulls. I mean, not like a bad way. They're insane because they're crazy dogs. Not that they'd hurt anybody. But I remember I got really interested, I guess, in spaceflight after that, and we went to Kennedy. Still the only time I think I've only ever been to Kennedy twice, or Cape Canaveral or Kennedy. Once was, well, during that time, and then the second time was for like a Cygnus launch on an Atlas V in like 2017. But I remember going, and it was great. I remember specifically walking out to the Apollo 1 memorial with my grandmother and my mom. And I remember because at the time, you know, we had the school I went to, the preschool I went to, the kindergarten, kind of far away, because it was the only school in the area that would offer full-day preschool, so it would take like 30 minutes to get back and forth. My mom would always put on videos, right, for us. She had, and the one that I had was, I think, like Space Shuttle for Kids or My First Space Shuttle or something. And I remember watching that over and over and over again. I thought it was the coolest shit. And, yeah. And, you know, that's kind of sad, you know, that, you know, how the program kind of ended up how it ended up being, you know, despite all the promise and whatnot. But, you know, someday, stuff like Starship. I want Falcon 9, I think. Because you have to remember, at the end of the shuttle program, even though it was like 9, I've gone back and read stuff. The kind of prevailing mood at the end of the shuttle program is that something like reusability simply wasn't feasible. It's not something that you could do. And of course, SpaceX then came along, and that's when a lot of my formative spaceflight experiences were with SpaceX, and specifically watching them try and land Falcon 9s with my mom. And we'd put on every launch hoping they would land it. Of course, they eventually did, and we'll look at them now. But the what's it called? Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, and then the mood kind of changed. It's like reusability is a thing, and of course with things like Starship, you know, I think we kind of look back on the space shuttle and realize, hey, this vehicle, if it was done right, they really got a lot of things right with this. And even though it never really fulfilled its main goal, it, you know, was a very valuable kind of asset to the American space program in terms of, you know, the capabilities that it did have, and, you know, like building the International Space Station, or even something as simple as going up there, maybe just deploying an odd experiment or servicing the Hubble Space Telescope or stuff like that. You know, stuff like that. Okay. What else? I guess we have to find a way to taper that off. Something like that, and then we can have it like dip into the nose. Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see how the opinions on this vehicle have changed over the last 10 years. Well, we'll go ahead and do that, right? I know that adjusts the aerodynamics ever so slightly, but we'll figure it out. Don't worry. Although, one thing that I want to do, right, that I really want to do, is I want to build a Saturn V, and I want to put up a Skylab, and I want to do Shuttle Skylab. Because I think Shuttle Skylab was kind of a really big missed opportunity in terms of, you know, spaceflight what-ifs. That would make for a nice little timeline, a Shuttle Skylab one. Of course, I think you would need to... That's pretty cringe looking. In order for something like that to happen, you would need to find a way to keep the Skylab afloat, obviously, in terms of, what's it called? On orbit, basically. You would have to do something like that. Maybe these small delta wings are better. So that either A, involves getting the shuttle up in, say, 1979, which, I think the shuttle was already risky enough getting it up in 81, so getting it up 3 years earlier would require miracles or gross negligence. So the what's it called? Or you have to keep Skylab afloat. And maybe that involves, I don't know, having something like, say, a few more missions to Skylab to keep it afloat, or launching the reboost module on, say, like a Titan or something. Okay, now what? Well, I think the way that we can kind of taper this off, something like this. But yeah, it's interesting because they had plans, right? The reboost module was only, I think it was the Marshall studies involving Skylab reuse, where it was like obviously the first mission, well, STS-2, technically, would have gone up and rendezvoused with Skylab, and it would undock the Skylab reboost module and reboost it, right? But afterwards, they would have to attach a docking adapter, like an adapter mod, to kind of convert the shuttle docking port to the old Apollo-style docking ports, and that would have several ports of its own in order to get it, you know, in order to get it, like, right. Oh, that's not. Mm-mm. And then they would continue with, do the back flaps. You would dock a power module to Skylab for dynamic control service. That might work. The fat aerodynamic control. Although we might only need... and they would continue, you know, basically adding all these new modules. And the basic idea is that would work if... Well, that needs to be back further, actually. The idea is that it would kind of use Skylab as kind of an experiment, you know, testing various things for the future space station that they planned on building later. And there were plans to keep it afloat up until 1990, actually, which it was by that time hoped that they would have something like Space Station Freedom. And unfortunately, you know, the shuttle was delayed, and, you know, short of rushing the reboost module and launching it on like a Titan 3C, and docking it that way, which was questionable due to the manual nature of it all, Skylab, you know, came back down. But I think that was, you know, we could have had, because part of the shuttle program was, for a long time, there was a lack of destination, right? The shuttle would go up for 2 weeks, do science and things like a space lab module, or deploy like a payload, and then it would come back down, right? There was no, until the ISS, or really until Mir. When Mir came along, the shuttle had a destination, a place to go to, and of course with the ISS, you know, building the shuttle station. But we would have had a destination to go to with Skylab much, much earlier, 80s. So, yeah, Shuttle Skylab, I want to do that. I want to simulate Shuttle Skylab, because I think it's cool. Right, this is coming along rather nicely so far. That is much better in terms of, you know, for a back flap. And actually what we can do... I'm actually going to back... And then we can have like a little connector that goes down there. Alright. There's this. Oh. Technically you could put it on the engine mount. That would be a weird place to keep it. But let's look real quick. Probably should put the SSMEs on there first, but oh, that's ever so slightly too big. Aw. Okay, we might have to... I don't want that to look very stupid. So, actually, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the SSM. And this is always a bit difficult because connector points aren't in the best spot. Actually, the tip is just to connect that in the middle first, and then bring that out there so that port is occupied. There we go. Excellent. And there are the SSMEs, and we're obviously going to have to angle them up. Oh. It's another thing you have to do. Thank God for this remove from symmetry option. They're all removed from symmetry. Okay, that's good. I have to angle that up. So. Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna have to adjust these as well. Let me get rid of the center thrust and center mass first. Those readings. Now we can adjust them up like that. Just to be so they're technically pointing up both in the right way. And of course, these things can gimbal like crazy. Which I don't actually know if that's accurate to the SSMEs. Because I know the SSMEs can gimbal, obviously. I think the primary gimbaling for the shuttle, at least during launch, was actually on the SRBs. Not the SSMEs. No. One more. Something like that. That's a bit more even. Oh, that's off to one side. That should be good. Alright. Alright. There are the engines. Now we just need the back flap, and then we obviously need to shape that part, and then the tail fin. And then the basic body of the shuttle should be good to go. I don't... This is going to require a lot of testing. I need a 747, although that might be a... Or maybe we could use one of the stock planes and just launch it off. Alright, back flap. Elevon. I cannot spell Elevon. Let's just go to aerodynamics, right? Elevon 5. The rudders. These are grid fins. Wrong reusable vehicle for those. Space shuttle with grid fin. Okay. Like... Oh yeah, these work. Oh. Those are pretty big too. Elevon 3. Those are the small Elevons. Was... The back flap was kind of shaped in a little on my end from this picture. So maybe something like these, right? Probably be more accurate. But then we run into the issue we had before where it has to clip into each other. I might just have to, yeah. Oh well, I think I'm just gonna have to suck it up and deal with it. Or, do I have the procedural wings installed, or did I uninstall that? I needed it for a project, then I was like, nah, this is cheating, so, Yeah, I don't think I do. Well, that's pretty cringe. Okay. That's also pretty cringe. Yeah, okay, that's... I might go and reinstall procedural wings just so I can make a back flap. I wanted this to be all stock, but nah. A deployable wing. I think that's from the advanced near future aeronautics. Okay. Trunk fin. Oh, it's for a dragon capsule. Okay. What other people? Pretty good picture. Yeah, on that one it kind of begins to fold in here. Going to bother me. Oh. One more. Ah. There we go. Okay. That's beginning to fold in. Good, good. We have to continue shaping our way up. So, okay. Now it's just... questions. This, like, looking good. Clean. I don't want this to... Those might be a bit too long, but let's look. Might be. Yeah, it's gonna involve some clipping. Which... Actually, hold up. Let me turn this right side up. Hello. Alright, oh, okay, I see what I can do now. Let me just flip that over, right? Nope, nope. Up. Oh. Oh, if we just angle it in, it'd be pretty good. It'd be pretty perfect, actually. Just have to have it go up. Yeah, I'd have to have it go up like that, which is fine. And then I can just put another connector right there in order to make that look a bit better. Someone had... Okay. Standard wing connector types. something like that. Oh, that looks nice. Well, it looks good enough for my uh my my uh of course I could just install a mod, but where's the fun in that? That's like, okay. There's no fun. Well, there's fun in installing mods, but like, oh, I had installed a space shuttle mod. I put them all together and it works perfectly. It's like, okay, if you just want to have a space shuttle quick and easy, yeah, that's fine. But maybe if this is successful, I'll make other parts of space transportation system. The Nerva tug, the lunar module B that requires that would require a Saturn V with a Nerva upper stage, stuff like that. If you look up the No Shortage of Dreams blog, David S. Portree, the integrated program plan, something like that. Of course, the IPP shuttle that was envisioned was something going to be completely different from this design, but, you know, what if we got a watered-down IPP instead of just the shuttle by itself? What was I looking for again? All right, so this is coming together. I am going to need another one of those, right? So let's that. Yeah, we're gonna have to find a way to close those gaps too. Fine. All right. Come on. Come on. There we go. This is looking. Yeah, that's looking good. When you start building a craft, and this is something that I realized, when you start building a craft, like, oh gosh, ISP recall. I forget this mod or what I had to download it for. Being like, oh gosh, like this isn't coming along good at all. It looks horrible, and then you slowly start to build it out, and you're like, yeah, this looks good. Hopefully, I won't have to redesign it. I will post pictures of this in a few servers to kind of get some thoughts in on it before we go any further. The advice that I was given was to build the orbiter out first and then decide how you're going to build everything else later. So that's the advice that I'm going with for my base transportation. I have no idea how it's going to fly. Hope, because the shuttle flew like a brick. Because the hypersonic glider, right? It can only really glide well if it's going really fast. So like in the upper atmosphere, the shuttle kind of, its re-entry profile is kind of, it starts out really high up, and it tries to stay in the upper atmosphere for as long as possible, and then and only then does, like, at the last few minutes, does it begin to drop down to where it needs the runway at Kennedy or at Edwards, stuff like that. That's actually a question. When was I don't know, maybe someone can look this up, or maybe I'll look it up afterwards. But when was the last time a shuttle landed at Edwards Air Force? Maybe it was. I know they landed at Edwards fairly often. I know they landed at White Sands once, just once though. Although I don't exactly remember what mission. I think it was a mission very early on, like pre-Challenger, the pre-Challenger mission. Excuse me. Or what I can do is I can or may actually, because that might disrupt the center of mass, I've come to realize. So actually, yeah, I'll just finish this out like how it is, right? And then what I'll do, that I'll come back later, right? And I'll ask around, being like, hey, is this a good way to build this, or am I doing this wrong? Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted. I forgot the copy and paste button. Only 927. Oh, this is coming along. Yeah, like that. Okay. Oh, okay. So, let me... Space Shuttle Orbiter. Work in progress. Okay, so that might get... The thing is, that puts the center of mass... I'm kind of concerned about the center of mass, right? Because center of mass is so far forward. Kind of want it to be... Oh no. Okay, hold up. Good thing I saved it. Before I slowly flip the thing over. Ah. There we go. Tail. Spaceplane tail fin. Tail. Of course. Almost like these parts are made so you could assemble a very specific type of spacecraft. Let me look up. Okay, I see. What I'm gonna do. First of all, let's open the cargo bay, right? Tail fin is gonna have to go slightly back, which done historically, but it's how I'm going to have to do it just due to space limitations. Okay, this is looking like an actual vehicle now. This is looking like something that can fly. However, if it turns out that we can't do this, and this is just gonna cause all sorts of issues, then I'm gonna replace this with the panels, right? So I'm gonna take a quick picture. This. I am going to post it. So just I'll just
Shopify presents
nice
cool
ad.
shirts
Thank
from aha to
you can hear it. Well, let me just. So what do I say? Do I say just I don't think this will work? All right. Well, okay. What we're gonna do is I've decided that we're gonna save this as a work in progress, right? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a version where it's just the panels, the structural panels. So, let me flip that over. We can begin taking these off, right? You want your center of lift and center of mass to be roughly in the same place. So start with this. I don't want it to cover the air, the entrance and exit to the vehicle, obvious. Then how can they get out? Well, they can't. That might work better, actually. That might work a lot better in terms of. And then we could also make it orange. No, that looks. Just keep it the. We'll keep it the silk, right? Or maybe we can keep it that because kind of matches. Okay. Now what? Well, I guess the next option is to have these or actually hold up. They're a lot bigger. About the up. Well, they almost attach where I wanted them to. Oh, there we go. I'm just curious as well. Oh. Those might actually work well. Might. Does produce that in there, which I don't think is going to be a major issue because that's where the airlock is going to be. Does kind of glitch into each other though. Yeah, making that slightly bigger might actually. Yeah, like that. Might be a bit too big. Or what we can do is I liked how that was before. Okay, here's an idea. Okay, yeah, that's not going to work based off of aerodynamics alone, I've come to realize, yeah. Okay. What I'm going to do... we're going to do this. There we go. We're going to do that. And then we're going to do the same thing that we were doing before, except I'm going to add the little panels in between some of these, kind of make it, kind of shape it in its proper sort of way. Go. Yeah, like that. Or maybe, actually, what would also work is we could just move back. So yeah, I'm just going to save over that previous version, because that previous version was not going to work. And actually, with this, what we can do is we can just have it be like that. Still a little bit of gap, but... or we can just do that. Okay. Oh, that's perfect. That is near perfect. It's near perfect. I'll slide that back one. So I can kind of more. Alright, there we go. Alright, I think... oh, nope. Hello? Orbiter? I think this is slowly coming together, which is really nice. We're gonna grandparent part those struts. Okay. Excellent. And of course, within the payload bay, that's going to be like that, but that's where the airlock is going to go. The airlock module on the space shuttle, airlock and docking module. You actually had to go through the airlock in order to actually dock with like a space station or something. So I think this is coming together rather well, right? We've been going for about an hour. Let me take a picture of this again. I'm getting I'm consulting a Discord server. All right. There we go. All right, this is coming together rather well. At least in my opinion. We still need to do the back flap. I still need to shape it on the back too. So I think what I might do is wing. Let me see. Wing type D. Something like that. Yeah, oh, that might be perfect. Or it might not be. Who knows? Uh, that's hold up. Yeah, cause that's. Or keeping it like it how it is fine. Yeah, that's okay. All right, so that's good. Grandparent part at all these selected grandparent part. All right, that's good. All right, this is coming together rather well. I think we could launch it off the back of a 747. I don't really know. I don't have a 747 or to launch it off of. I'll redo those engines. Actually, SPH stock. Just curious. Mallard. That thing. I'm saving this. We're gonna look. What is this? Oh, this is just a missile. Interesting. Is this... This isn't a stock craft, excuse me? You know what, screw it, let's launch it, right? Let's try this out. Hello, KSP? Oh yeah, we can get a first look at Parallax. Also, oh my gosh, my game is beautiful, but it is lagging ever so slightly. Oh, hello? Oh, the nose cone off. Oh, what? Okay, launch. What? Oh. Oh, look. We're bombing the, oh, we're just gonna bomb the forest. Okay. Bye. Okay, that was neat. Alright. We're gonna revert back to the spaceplane hangar. That was fun. That's not what I wanted. Stock. I needed... like the largest plane you got. Steer wing? That's pretty big. Mallard. I think this is supposed to be a cargo aircraft. You know, let's just fly let's just fly this around, right? For a minute. And then we'll end the stream because I'm getting kind of tired. And all right. This is really neat. Landing pads for helicopters and whatnot. Oh, and it takes off almost immediately. Well, that's neat. Oh, this is cool. Oh my gosh, look at the launch pads. I love them. I should install that, that mod that, like, I should totally install that mod that adds the modular launch pads. Like, that are just parts that you can attach to your rocket. Oh, this is beautiful. The sun. Oh, this makes me want to go and explore now. I want to build the shuttle, right? I want to do that, but I also want to go and just... Oh no. Oh well, that sucks. I guess 39A is... The crawler way out to 39A is gonna be littered with, just, trees, then. This is nice. Guess we'll just come back in for a landing, because, like, I don't really feel like flying around all that much. I'm getting kind of tired. Go for a runway landing. Of course, there's only one runway. Oh. Oh, there's what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, those are landing pads, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 launch pads. Oh. And of course, I am terrible at landing on runways, which is probably why when we go to build the shuttle, land the shuttle, that's going to be an adventure. And we missed it entirely. Well, looks like we're going to be landing not on the runway, but in the grass. Stop. Before you hit the trees. Alright. Well, I think I'm just gonna end it here because I'm getting kind of tired, so. Thank you all for watching. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to stream again, but we will probably continue with the shuttle or be playing a completely different game. Who knows? But, thank you all for watching, and, I will see one. Well, actually, let's... Yeah, alright, goodbye.